Welcome, everybody, to a very special Monday edition of the Shots Fired podcast.
Monday.
Monday, and what a day Monday has been already.
Boy,
So, before we get started, as usual, got your boy Big Joe.
got your boy Two Trill.
Got your boy J-Head.
And what you may notice is we're missing somebody. The Don, for whatever reason, decided he'd rather work than get in on this. And now he's trying to make it home. He's stuck in traffic, so
Get
we
those
told, him,
gorillas.
we told him be safe. Don't worry about showing up to the podcast. Worry about making it home. So
No
Right
Don
on.
definites this week. He ain't
no,
this week.
bro, he's definitely not
wrong.
here. He's definitely not here right now. So we got a short show for you today. We're gonna try to keep it precise and to the point. We're gonna get started like we do every week. Jay had hit him up. What the?
There he is.
The Don in full effect, watching the show at least. That's all right. We'll give him that. So, this week's WTF moment of the week. Well, you get the first one, bro. You get the first one. This WTF moment of the week goes out to, I would say, the police department, man, for some insanity that came out over the weekend, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we saw it.
Yeah, I
and,
think the 29th.
on the 29th?
Yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, brother. So this was some heavy stuff. We do have the video courtesy of Inside Edition. We are going to play it. Again, keep in mind, it's heavy. It's graphic.
Hard to watch.
Yeah, it is hard to watch. So before we play it, we wanted to give you that inside heads up. So let's cue it up, man.
No, I want my dad!
The police body cam footage is difficult to watch. Rochester, New York police try to force a 9-year-old girl into the back of their squad car. She refuses and a struggle ensues, all as she screams nonstop for her dad.
I want my dad! No!
Officers wrestle the girl dressed in bright floral leggings to the snowy ground and put her in cuffs. The child continues screaming for her father.
I want my dad!
Cops urge the child to calm down.
You gotta stop and
Take a breath. You're right.
Stop.
The girl continues to resist as officers try to get her into the squad car. They say they were called to her home after a report of family trouble.
Sit up.
No!
You're acting like a child.
I want to
Stop.
my child!
A female officer then issues this warning. She'd better comply or she'll be pepper sprayed.
This is your last chance, otherwise pepper spray's going in your eyeballs. Come on, let's go.
What's her name?
I don't know her name.
Finally, one cop has had enough.
Just spray her.
No, I
Just spray her at this point.
The officer pumps out the pepper spray and the child screams for help.
Please, wipe my eye! Wipe my eye, please!
Today, the police officers find themselves under fire from their own police chief.
I'm not going to stand here and tell you that for a 9-year-old to have to be pepper sprayed is okay. It's not.
The girl was transported to the hospital and has since been released to her family. Inside Edition spoke to retired LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey, who says, in her opinion, there was absolutely no need to pepper spray a child.
She's in handcuffs. You're about to put her in the back of your police car. She won't put her legs in, so we pepper spray her. Is that what we do, officers? You get her little legs and you shove them in the car if you have to, and you close the door behind her.
All right, boys. So that's a lot to unpack in about a 2-minute clip. What's your initial thoughts seeing that, man?
I think those officers should be fired. There's absolutely no reason to pepper spray a 9-year-old. There is absolutely no reason to do any of the things that they did in the video that we just saw. It's upsetting. I don't get it, man. I really don't get it. Like, that's a child. And then had the audacity to say, you're acting like a child.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I really didn't understand that. A 9-year-old is a child. So,
Exactly.
I mean, what makes you say that?
You're acting like what you are right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know the background of the situation. I think this happened in Rochester, New York, New York.
Hmm.
Um, I think they said that they pulled up. It was a family situation or whatever. Here's the thing. It to me, what it sounded like either somebody in that household, whether it was grandma, mom, whatever, they got into it. They called the cops to have her removed or whatever. That's why she's screaming for her dad. I want my dad. There's a reason why she's saying that, and there's a reason why if you can't grab her legs, pick her up, she's already handcuffed. She's halfway in the car. If you can't, the other cop that was on the passenger side of the car, if you can't grab her jacket or grab her by the shoulders and pull her into the car to get her feet in the car, what else are you doing? You were just on the other side of the car, just standing there, just looking at her. There were ways to do it instead of pepper spraying a 9-year-old. There's ways to handle situations. And if you can't think critically in high tense, high pressure situations, why are you on the job?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think these cops should necessarily be fired, but I do think there was, like you said, a better way to handle it. Now, as far as the chief saying, or not the chief, that lawyer saying, well, they should have just grabbed her little legs and put her in the car. And my thing with that is, if they had physically like manhandled her into the car and something had happened for whatever reason, whether it's, she broke a leg or just sprained a knee, or if, just something outrageous like she had a seizure or something like that, then it's you guys overdid it with the force. Y'all are grown men manhandling this kid. I mean, it's a difficult situation to say what's right and wrong, other than it was wrong to pepper spray that girl in the face. But we don't know, like you said, we don't know what the situation was to lead to the police being there. We don't know what was going on with the girl beforehand. What we see is she resisted in cuffs, and I can understand that. She's 9, and it's cops, and it's scary, and we've seen, you know, uh, black people and the mistreatment of black people in America by the police. So that's understandable for her to be scared and kind of resist. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
But
go ahead. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
no, I'm just saying, like, I understand where she's coming from, but we don't know the entire situation of how we got to this point, why the cops were there. If, like you said, Gerald, maybe she was showing out and did something to another family member, and so they considered her like, okay, well, she may be a threat. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on it, but again, there are other ways to handle it. Like you said, hey, they could have grabbed her by the back of the jacket from the other side, pulled her in, and shut the doors.
Bro, they could have handcuffed her hands and legs and just laid her in the car. There was absolutely no reason at all to pepper spray a 9-year-old. I wouldn't care if she was black, white, Hispanic. I wouldn't give a damn if she came from Pluto.
Yeah,
You is
it's a
that
child.
type that type
Here's
of
the show.
that type of reaction is uncalled for when it is a 9-year-old. Period. You have handcuffs or the zip ties that you can use to cuff her legs. Lay her in the car. Find out where it is that she needs to go. You didn't even have to shove her in there. So, I mean, I don't care about the backstory because in reality, the backstory don't matter because the only thing that matters now is that you pepper sprayed a 9-year-old. There was an alternative way to handle a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that the other thing that kind of threw me off was when he was like, "Just do it, just do it."
Yeah, when he said just do it, I don't know her name. Like, I understand she's being belligerent right now, but like you said, y'all are cops around a 9-year-old. For what reason? Unless she was stabbing somebody or had a gun, there was no reason for that type of force. Period. In my mind.
Yep.
So I think
I mean, you're saying there was no need for that kind of force. Was there a need for physical force?
if you felt the need to handcuff her and put her in the car, there was a need to handcuff her hands and legs and lay her in the car like you would a regular criminal.
But no, I'm saying, was there a need for physical force based on what you saw?
I mean, when you say physical force, define your definition of physical force.
Like grabbing the child and placing them in the vehicle by force. I'm not saying beating the tar out of this child, but I'm saying like, hey, getting aggressive. Like, let me grab you by the jacket. Like Gerald said, I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna put you in this car, and we're going from there.
So there was a point in that video, I believe, that girl was like on her side or on her back. All they had to do was just grab her legs and zip tie her legs.
I mean,
Close the door. End of discussion.
At the point of her kicking, as she was going down, and they had her hands, she was kicking them. So at that point,
so
why not zip tie her feet?
Like, or use the cuffs that you have behind your back. It got the link that go down to the cuffs to your feet. Like, whatever the case is, like, I don't think that's physical force. You don't have to, knee her throat,
right,
like her neck, like you did George Floyd, or you don't have to pull out a taser and taser. You didn't even need to pepper spray her, because that ain't gonna do nothing but make her more belligerent. Like, that doesn't make anyone calm down. So grab her, do what you need to do to grab her. She kicked you, grab her feet. Grab her feet. All she's gonna do is kick you some more when you pepper spray her. Anybody's gonna do that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's my take. Like, I just, like, we're not in Rochester, New York. Like you said, we don't know the whole backstory. But in reality, there's absolutely no need to pepper spray a 9-year-old child, bro. And then say you're acting like a child.
Yeah.
It is a child.
That was dumb. That was dumb. I would like to hear a statement from the family, just to see what their thoughts on it are. Like,
yeah, I think it's so new that I haven't seen anything from it. So, I mean, that happened over the weekend. When was the 29th?
I think that was Friday. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's brand new.
It's tough. It's tough to see it. It's tough to know what the right thing to do is. I mean, it's not tough as far as you don't do that to a kid like that, but it's tough to say, hey, what would have been excusable? Because even to T's point, you zip tie your feet, and the news gets a hold of that, and then they're like, oh my God, they hog-tied this child. Like, that's
you can explain that better than pepper spraying a 9-year-old.
Right.
I would rather you have, fall back from you zip tied or you cuffed her, hog tied, or whatever you want to call it, than we pepper sprayed a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
If you zip tied a 9, I mean, she kicked you, so she deserved to be zip tied at that point. Period. Like, it appalls me. It's ridiculous. Like, looking at that video, that was the second time I looked at it. I looked at it right before we started the show, and it enraged me. It upsets me.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I didn't understand it. I'm glad, we've never had to deal with it. I can't say, hey, that's not something we'll have to deal with in our lifetime. But like I said, at this point, I'm glad that we haven't had to deal with it. And, just based on everything I saw, what you guys have said, what I've kind of determined for myself, I truly do believe like the police force there in Rochester does deserve our WTF moment of the week. So we'll get on to something a little more lighthearted after we play this out. Let's play it out. What the? So, the big news over the weekend in sports
Mr.
was
Most Wanted.
a blockbuster trade that I never would have seen coming, and that was Matt Stafford to LA and Jared Goff to Detroit. When you saw that, what were your initial thoughts? Like, what did you think of the trade? And then when you heard what the compensation was, what was your reaction?
Detroit just got a whole hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't like Matt Stafford. I mean, he's an average quarterback at best.
Because he's white, but
No, it's not because he's white. I mean,
hey, I totally agree with T. I would put Goff over.
I mean, I don't like Goff either, but I would most likely probably take him over. Matt Ryan has not Matt Ryan. Matt Stafford has an arm, bro.
He has a cannon, bro. He's got a cannon.
But how many quarterbacks have we seen? Who was the quarterback for Oakland? Was it Jamarcus Russell? He had a cannon.
He also had
a cannon.
Beer belly.
I mean, bro, Matt Stafford is not anything amazing. Like, he got all these stats, and what has he done? And we gonna say, I know what you're gonna say. He was in Detroit. What did he have? He had Megatron, correct?
He had Megatron, and
Golden
Megatron
Tate was a good receiver,
out,
right?
Bro. Megatron balled out.
Okay, he balled out. But where did they get to? Where did you get to?
Bro, where can you go when you don't have a defense and all you got is Matt Stafford and Calvin Johnson? Where are you going to go?
Bro.
To go that far, I'm impressed. Anyway, Golden Tate was not great, and he made it.
I didn't say he was. Bro, you're not going to have great receivers. You're not going to have great talent throughout your whole team.
I agree.
Great. You're going to have good talent throughout the whole team for the most part. In your opinion, if Matt Stafford was the guy, he should have got it done, and he just wasn't the guy. And I don't think he's going to change anything in LA. I think Goff is going to be good in Detroit. Honestly,
I think Stafford made the Lions more competitive than they should have been. Not that they were this great team by any means, but I don't think Jared Goff has the same success as Matt Stafford does with the teams Matt Stafford had. I think Matt Stafford, with the weapons Jared Goff had that he's going into, is gonna do amazing things. Matt Stafford can throw the ball around. He's the best arm talent between Goff and Stafford. Now, Goff is younger. Goff can develop more, but Matt Stafford is already developed. He's a guy, man. He's a guy.
Matt Stafford is Tony Romo.
He's not.
He is Tony Romo.
He's not. So Matt Stafford, y'all wanna take bets on it that Matt Stafford and his Rams do better than Jared Goff and those Lions?
Will they make it to the Super Bowl next year?
No. Who's gonna do better?
Well, I don't care who does better because I'm hoping that the Cowboys do better. So I'm asking you, are they gonna make it to the Super Bowl?
Stafford and the Rams or Goff and the Lions?
Will they be contenders? Will they be contenders?
Who's gonna have the better record? Or who's going to the playoffs?
Who's going to have a better record?
Bro, the Rams going to have a better record only because of the defense.
And, Matt, look at the coaches Matt Stafford has had. He had 0-16 Rod Marinelli, dog. He had Matt Patricia, who can't head coach. He's a defensive guy. He's had nothing but garbage head coaches, and they've still been competitive.
If you're a defensive guy, you can't be a head coach? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying Matt Patricia was not a head coach. He was not. He doesn't know how to head coach. That's why he's back in New England now. And that's why Matt Stafford said, on the list of teams that I'll go to, I have one exception. One team I will not play for, New England. New England was the only team out of 30 other teams that he said he would not go to.
Bro, he just wouldn't go to Bill Belichick. That's all.
He does not want to be back around Matt Patricia, bro. So that tells you everything you need to know.
I mean, I'm not on the Matt Stafford bandwagon. I don't like Matt Stafford.
You ain't gotta be, but at least give him his credit.
Overrated. He's overrated.
Give him his credit. He's
Matt Stafford is Tony Romo.
Give him his credit. He's better than Jared Goff.
Matt Stafford is Tony Romo.
You won't acknowledge that.
Matt Stafford is Tony Romo.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Matt Stafford is Tony Romo.
That's
Matt
fine.
Stafford is Matt Ryan. Matt Stafford is every average quarterback that's been in the league, and we'll see
he's
it this
still
year.
better than Jared Goff.
Is
Quote
not,
me on
but
that.
okay,
Quote
he
me on
is
that.
not, and I
Are
digress.
you willing to put your
Gerald, what do you have to say?
Are you
Because I
willing to put your
digress.
beverage where your mouth is? That's all I'm saying.
I'm willing to put a case of tropical Sprite where my mouth is.
Okay, give me Coke Zero. That's all I need. Coke Zero, and I'm good with that.
Diet Dr. Pepper.
I think Jared's going to do some things up there in Detroit. That's what I think.
He couldn't get it done with Todd Gurley, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks. Who
They
else?
went to the bowl.
He couldn't get it done. Who else was there?
Bro, do you think Matt Stafford gonna get them to the bowl?
And that defense was better than anything Detroit's ever had. Are you kidding me?
But do you think Matt Stafford is gonna get that done? Seriously.
I see Matt Stafford.
Will Matt Stafford get to the bowl?
Matt Stafford will get to the Super Bowl before Jared Goff does.
Bullshit.
He already been.
I'm saying with these teams. With these teams.
Bro, the question is, do you think Matt Stafford will go to the bowl when he's with the Rams? Period.
I can see it because the Rams are competitive and they have one of the best young head coaches.
So in the next 2 years, will they go to the bowl?
It's possible. It's very possible.
No, will they go to the bowl?
It's possible, bro.
You said Matt Stafford is the savior. Is he going to go to the bowl?
Bro, now you're misquoting. I'm not saying he's the savior. I'm saying he's way better than Jared Goff. And they made it to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. What does that tell you?
That's exactly why.
What does that tell you?
Bro, they went to the Super Bowl with Goff and got beat by your GOAT. Your GOAT. He lost to your GOAT.
Yeah.
Bro. Okay.
Did he lose to yours?
Is Matt Stafford going to the bowl?
Did he lose
Is
to your
Matt
goat?
Stafford going
Did
to the bowl?
Lose to your goat? I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Joe, will Matt Stafford go to the bowl in the next 2 years? A simple yes or a simple no will suffice.
Not possibly. Yes or no.
In the next 2 years, mark me down for yes.
Okay. Bro, you are completely wrong. You have never been more wrong. And I cannot wait until this 2 years is over with to get my case of
not only Matt Stafford has a better chance of making it to the Super Bowl in the next 2 years than Aaron Rodgers does. Mark me on that, dog.
Is Matt Stafford Tony Romo-esque?
No.
I'm done talking about this dude.
Tony Romo and Matt Stafford are not the same quarterback.
Oh,
They're just not. They're just not.
Okay.
But based on that, Jared Goff goes to Detroit and the Rams give up 2 first-rounders and a third-rounder to get Matt Stafford. So does that put more pressure on the Rams front office or Matt Stafford to deliver a Super Bowl?
Matt Stafford. I mean, the Rams have showed us who they are. They're going to play in free agency, and they're going to trade. Like they're not, at least from what I've seen, they want to acquire the big names, and they don't want to draft all big names. So it's definitely on Matt Stafford because he has, according to you, the pieces now.
He's got the coach, the pieces. I agree, but I don't think it's on Matt Stafford.
So basically, what you're saying, you think Matt Stafford is basically the Tom Brady for the Rams?
He's not the same caliber, but he gives them a better chance than Jared Goff would.
But you think he's that final piece that they need to take him to the bowl?
I mean, they've already been with Goff, so I would say yeah.
So if they don't go to the bowl in the next 2 years, you got to get back on this podcast. Get back on this podcast and say, you know what, Two Trill, I was wrong. You are always right. And I will never go against the grain another day.
I would say you're always right. I mean, you had here and there moments.
Bro, I have been right 99.7% of the time.
And you're wrong now. You're wrong now.
I've been more right than you have been in your 63 years of living, sir.
That's erroneous on all counts. But I don't think it's on Matt Stafford, man. I think it's on the Rams because you guys are basically poo-pooing on Matt Stafford as, okay, well, Matt Stafford, he's not great, blah, blah, blah. Well, then it's really on the Rams because the Rams believed enough to give up a third and 2 firsts
No, but you
And
can't put it on
and
us and our belief. What is your belief? You believe that he is.
I don't believe he's on the hot seat because he was valued by the Rams as we're giving up a guy who we drafted in the first round, number 1 overall. We're giving up a guy who we just gave a full-blooded contract to, and we're giving up future first and the third to get a guy that's a veteran, a proven veteran. So if it goes bust, I don't think it's on Matt Stafford. I think it's on the Rams because of the way they valued him, and they said, okay, we're giving up our future for now. We're here to win now. So that's just my belief, man. I think it's on the Rams. It's not on Stafford. What do you think, Jay?
Man, I think if you're gonna put all your chips on him, he's gonna have to take that brunt. You can't blame it on the organization. Blame it on the person that you brought in to do the job.
I understand that, but Stafford didn't say, "Hey, come get me." They said, "Hey, we want that guy."
Exactly.
Stafford had no say so in the trade other than I'll accept the trade. He didn't make the trade. He didn't present the trade. So
then,
how can you say the Rams are like, well, it's on him because he failed us? No, your front office gave that.
Hey, but they brought him in. They brought him in. They wanted him. They brought him in. Guess what? You got to live up.
They believed in him. That's what I'm saying. They believed in him.
Yeah.
So is it really on Matt Stafford, or is it on the guys who said, "Hey, we believe in you"?
Hey, it's just like when you get hired on at a job and you go in there and you give them your resume and you're like, yeah, I'm a great fit for this job,
but you know you're not.
Guess what? You better live up to them words. You better remember what you said in that interview. If not, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna be
right.
Man, I thought you said you were this and that and what?
No, but he's got tape, dog. That's what I'm saying. He's got tape. He didn't have to go into an interview and sell himself. He was sitting there on LinkedIn with his resume there, like, hey, oh, by the way, guys, this is what I do every year. And they were like, oh, let's look at this candidate. He looks like he might be better than the guy we got over here that don't want to work no OT, that wants to leave early on Fridays.
Every Friday.
You know what I'm saying? And they were like,
weekends.
Right. It's against my religion to work on Sundays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it's on the Rams. But if you guys say, well, Matt Stafford sucks, what do you think that's going to do for Deshaun Watson? Because Deshaun Watson, he's out there and they're looking to trade him. What do you think the possibilities are for something like that? Like, what do you think they'll ask for if Stafford brings in the third and 2 firsts?
Where do you think Deshaun is going to go, though?
He could go to the Jets. I really feel like the Jets are going to try to make a play. They got the picks. I wouldn't want to go there because they got nothing for him. But
here's the thing.
They can pay him, and they got the compensation of picks for him to make Houston happy with whatever the trade is.
I don't know. I saw a video of him and JJ Watt walking together, and JJ was like apologizing to him and all that. I think if they have a good relationship, I would love to see them get packaged together and come to Dallas. And there's going to be a whole lot of hoopla about
we don't have the picks. We don't have the picks. I mean,
I don't care. Trade Zeke. I don't give a rat's ass. Trade Zeke. Put in whoever else we need to get that trade made. Period. Point blank. Period.
I wouldn't mind seeing Deshaun here just because he has better arm talent than Dak. He's more athletic than Dak. He's younger than Dak, and he's already got a contract. Dak still doesn't have a contract. He's coming off a broken foot. You don't know what you got with him. I wouldn't mind seeing it, and I wouldn't mind having JJ here on the cheap, but I'm not going to pay JJ $17 a year, which is what he's getting now.
Well, get rid of Tank. We don't need Tank.
You can get rid of Tank, but you still got to eat that $25 million contract.
Well, something's gonna have to give, bro.
I understand, but that's what I'm telling you. It's
and
nice
I
to
both
play
know.
fantasy football, but you got to be realistic.
Payback.
You and I both know that once you break something in your lower extremities,
It's hard to recover.
It's a totally different ball game, bro.
I agree.
You are never the same ever. Ever.
Man, it just shit chills through my body. Like when you said break something in your lower extremities, I thought about Dak's injury and I just ugh. But pay Dak.
Bro,
He
his
been loyal
foot
to us.
goes like this and then was like this.
Pay Dak.
That's what his foot looked like.
Once you have hardware in your body, you are never the same, bro.
Bro, it gets cold, your leg hurts, the weather changes, your leg hurts.
Yep.
You go to sleep and wake up and you got soreness.
I
You get arthritis in there.
I can feel every screw in my leg. I think I have like 9 in my when I broke my leg. 6 in my ankle. I think like 2 or 3 in my knee. I feel every single thing in my body. So just imagine trying to play on something like that. It just
in a position where you have to be mobile and you have to plant your feet and you got to scramble and you got to do all that. I mean, it's hard. It's tough. That's why I'm saying, like, when you're like, hey, I'd love to see JJ and Deshaun here. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of teams would. But for me, like I said, I agree in the fact that he's already got a contract. He's younger. He's more athletic. He's got better arm talent. And he seems to me to be about the same kind of leader that Dak is. And that's one of Dak's biggest intangibles is he is a leader of men. And the men that are here in this locker room will go to war with Dak any day of the week. And I think that's what makes Dak so much more valuable here. That's why, like T said, you're going to have to get to the point where you're going to pay him or you start looking to move on.
Well, I mean,
where are you going to go?
You could see the type of leader he was in the difference of injuries. You saw his injury, and then you see, what was it, the next week or 2 weeks after when Dalton got knocked out, and everybody was just looking at him.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
That's all it was, bro. It was sad, man. It was sad to see.
Bro, at the end of the day, the only thing I got to say about this is I'm not trying to replace no quarterback that we have unless we go get Aaron Rodgers, period.
So you would take Aaron Rodgers over Deshaun?
Absolutely. Quarterback playing till they 50 now. Joe said they still playing great. The great, Tom Brady.
Tom
Brady been great at 45. Aaron Rodgers definitely gonna be great.
Tom Brady is the anomaly to that rule. You ain't seen nobody else do it like
discussion.
Tom Brady.
Drops Mike.
Nobody do it like Tom Brady. I guarantee you, Aaron Rodgers got like 2 more years tops.
I know we don't have
Green Bay. I agree.
I know we don't have a lot of time left, but I keep seeing this, and I'm just going to bring it up to you guys because I keep seeing this comparison. Are LeBron and Tom Brady the same level?
LeBron is better.
Oh no!
Oh my god, bro!
And I'm not even a LeBron fan. Kobe is the GOAT, but LeBron is better.
You did not just say that, dog. Bro, you know what that is? That's
honestly, in all
hatred of Tom Brady, bro.
In all honesty, you can't compare the two because LeBron will play way longer than Tom Brady will. LeBron can clearly play up until he's like 40 plus 40 something. Tom Brady will play until he's 45 with the way the NFL is set up. He's gonna take a hit next year that's gonna make him rethink what he's doing. And
don't LeBron put you out there,
bro. LeBron will be able to play clear up until he's 45 and still be good. I don't think LeBron is the GOAT, but he is a great player. I never denied Tom Brady of being a great player. He's a great player. He's just not the GOAT in my eyes. So I don't think you can really compare the two because it's apples and oranges. It's two different sports, but and the dynamics of the sports are different. Basketball is definitely not as physical as football, but
Nope.
LeBron will be able to play longer. He does play
What
more
do you mean
games.
longer? Like, are you saying like number of years in his career or number of years
So,
like how old he is?
so how old you are, that's one. And then two, you play way more games in NBA than you do in NFL.
Yep.
Way more. So
Yep.
if you compare the two, LeBron has played way more and has way more mileage than Tom Brady has in a short amount of time.
But who has the better championship record?
Obviously Brady, but what does that mean?
I mean, to me, that means a lot. To me, that means a lot. Like if you go to the dance 6 out of 9, or you go to the dance 9 times, right? You win 6 of them. That says something. You go to the dance 10 times and you win 3. I'm not. Are you great?
I mean, I'm not going. I can't argue
LeBron
that.
is great, dog. He's going to go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. Period. But he is not to basketball what Tom Brady is to the game of football. He's not
You're wrong.
because Tom Brady has turned into the Michael Jordan of basketball. I don't hear too many people, and if you believe it, hey, more power to you. But I don't hear too many people that are like, LeBron is just head and shoulders better than Michael Jordan ever was.
I mean, that's because you got, and we can end it with this. That's because you have people that are for somebody and not for somebody. Like you,
It's like you're not for Tom Brady.
In my opinion, LeBron is not the GOAT, bro.
No,
but I'm not gonna deny that he's a great player. Kobe was better than LeBron to me.
I agree.
I would take Kobe over Jordan, seriously. But you got people that will say Jordan is the greatest of all time because he went to the championships. He went to the championship 6 times and he won 6 times.
That don't matter.
If you base it off championships, is Jordan really the GOAT?
No.
Seriously.
No.
And I know what Kobe said, but I'm telling you what my opinion is. I'm not telling you what somebody else's opinion is.
If you're basing it off of championships, who is it? Bill Russell?
Russell,
yeah.
something
like that.
Yep.
So to me, it's just the it factor. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I know.
Bro, this is why, like you said, hey, you can't compare. It's apples to oranges. But that comes from LeBron again coming back out, and he's like, oh, look at Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. That just shows you that we can still dominate in our sport if we want to. I'm like, bro, why do you keep trying to lump yourself into being one of the GOATs? Like, Michael Jordan didn't go around saying, I'm the greatest to ever do it. He didn't have to.
He did.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
And LeBron is like, hey, look how great we are. Look at how great I am. Look at it. Dog, you cannot compare LeBron James to Tom Brady and say, oh, that they're the same class of dominant, because like I told you, Tom Brady is the Michael Jordan of basketball.
You know what spoke for Jordan? This is what spoke for Jordan. The first 3-peat and then the second 3-peat. That's what spoke for Jordan.
But see, again, you basing it off championships.
But what I'm saying is when he came back from playing baseball and was like, all right, fuck baseball. I tried that. Didn't work out. I'm going to come back to what I know and what I love. And when he came back, dominated again. That's greatness to me. If you can walk away from a sport that you loved,
bro,
got your head right, came back, did the same thing 3 other times.
Before we get off of this, let me ask y'all one question. Do any of you guys think that Michael Jordan's Bulls, let's just say his 96 Bulls, do you think those 96 Bulls could have beat those? Who was it? I think it was the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Seriously.
what rules are we playing with? Are we playing with 96 rules or 20?
Bro, I'm be honest with you. I don't.
2020.
To me, the rules don't even matter because
No,
all those.
Are there
Bro,
flagrant,
no.
Are there flagrant ones and twos?
Yeah.
Bro, the Golden State Warriors was jacking up threes and just waiting threes. The Bulls was not doing that. Jordan wasn't doing that. Those Warriors would have beat those Bulls. Period.
No.
Yes, bro.
No.
I mean,
I don't think so.
What teams from the 80s and 90s would have been able to go toe to toe with these athletes now?
Not a lot, but
as a collective unit of 5.
You can say,
because you're saying that now. That's like saying, would the 90s Cowboys be able to have beaten so and so from these decades? I mean, human athletes have just gotten bigger, better, faster, stronger, smarter as we've moved along, genetics and all that, man. So
no, it's just that the game has evolved.
And the game. That's what I'm saying. So to say, well, would those Bulls beat these Warriors? That's like saying, you know, would those Cowboys beat these whatever? Would those Cowboys have beat these Chiefs? The Chiefs are the Golden State of the NFL, basically. They're just running up the score, and you got to outscore them.
Yeah.
So, do you think those Cowboys would beat these Chiefs? Like, I'm seriously asking because if we gonna compare players from different eras, like Jordan wasn't in the LeBron era. Jordan was in the
Kobe.
Jordan. Yeah, he ended in the Kobe era.
Yep.
And Kobe was in the LeBron era, and Kobe was still cold in the LeBron era. He showed LeBron up.
Right, he was better.
But he was more well-versed than LeBron was. Now, towards the end of his career, obviously not.
Right.
However, if we're going to compare players, we got to compare the teams. But otherwise, we don't compare at all.
But then again...
Because statistically, LeBron is better than Jordan. Statistically.
Bro, look.
Now you're looking at different stats, obviously. But you also got to look how much bigger and more physical LeBron is than Jordan was.
Hey, it's a discussion that can go on all day and all night. And we'll never come to an end because it's based on an opinion.
I agree.
Kobe is the GOAT, though.
Jordan is. You got that right.
Kobe Bean Bryant, rest in peace.
R.I.P., sir. R.I.P. Kobe.
R.I.P. Kobe.
So,
Kobe.
With that, boys, it was a good Monday night. I appreciate you guys showing up. 2 out of the 3 of y'all. Appreciate that. And we're hoping to move these shows to Mondays moving forward. Next week, we talk the big game, the halftime show, all the commercials.
I think the commercials are going to be short this year, bro.
We'll see. So appreciate everybody that's watching. Will watch. Everybody that loves, supports, go like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. You got our stuff there at the bottom. Till next week.
Help us grow.
Help us grow this show. Peace.